my life changed on September 30th, 2019. It was the day that I started a 5 a.m. daily call called the Morning Hustlers. And I didn't know it at the time, just how powerful what it was that I was doing. And I just had this thought right now. I was using the restroom and I was thinking, how was it that I've been able to get so many opportunities? I interviewed the founder of Reebok. I found myself in rooms with 7 to 10 figure entrepreneurs, and I'm the youngest person there. I found myself in just crazy situations going to the first royal ball in the Palace of Versailles in France since the French Revolution. And there is one thing in common about all of those things that helped me get those opportunities. And as a matter of fact, on September 30th, 2019, when I started my morning call, The Morning Hustlers, it's part of a huge reason why I why I had my business partner, why I attracted my business partner into coming into the group, and she gave to the group and she gave so much, and we went into business together. And I had just spoke at my previous high school. I graduated from high school 10 years ago. I spoke to about 200 students, and I just told the story about where I came from. And I went to go visit a former teacher at a different high school. And within the first 90 seconds, he asked me, what are you doing, man? What are you up to? I said, man, I just gave a speech to a bunch of students at my previous high school. And he goes, why don't you come speak here? Next thing I know, we're walking on campus to find the person who is the decision maker in terms of having me speak there. And when we were walking, my former teacher was like, I don't know if we have it in our budget to have you as a speaker. And I said this, what I'm about to say, is the reason why I got so many opportunities. And I said, look, man, it's okay if it's not in the budget. To be honest with you, I'm really just looking to give. I'm really looking to see how I can have an impact. I know with all of my being that I can make a difference in these people's lives. I know it. I have a message that can help them out. I'm not so focused on myself. Yeah, I know. I got to get my needs met. I'm not in the best position financially right now in my life. And I know some people be like, no, I got to make sure I get paid. And yes, yes, for sure, for sure. But it's more than that. It's more than that. It's more than that. This simple thing has been responsible for the reasons why I've had the opportunities that I have. My mentor Joe Polish wrote a book called Life Gives to the Giver. Tony Robbins has a story where he talks about the secret to living is giving. Givers, givers. And you know what? I've met people who it's all about them. It's all about them, their needs being met, selfish. And I'm not calling anyone out in particular. I'm talking about, you know, I've seen this many, many, many times. If the shoe fits, wear it. But I've seen so many miserable people who are so only focused on themselves. It's weird the way that we're programmed. Well, it's not weird, it's not coincidence at all. The reason why we survived is because we gave to people within our tribe. You couldn't just take all the time. You had to give. You had to play a role that helped the entire unit survive. And when you were a taker, there were repercussions to that. Now, there are people who are takers who do get some some great short-term results. I remember there was a guy that I considered my friend, and he is about 2 years older than me. And I remember he had made his first 100K. I think it was his first 100K. I could be completely wrong, but he made 100K at like, I don't know, 26 years old, something like that. And I remember I admired the guy because he was really good at sales. But then I had found out that this person is unethical and his morals weren't very strong. He didn't really have strong integrity. And I used to have my morning hustlers calls, and on Wednesdays we used to share our wins. It's wins day. Let's share our wins from the week. And he would be intentional about sharing something that would pique people's interests in my community to get people on sales calls to close them for his $5,000 program. Or, yeah, it was a couple grand, but I think I remember it being $5,000. And he had people that bought. He did. He was a fucking leecher. And I remember, we were in Austin, Texas, me and my former business partner, and we go out to lunch. It's me, her, him, and another person. And he just started getting into real estate. And well, he's been in real estate for a while. I know he would be pissed, like, I didn't get started getting into real estate. He was re-entering the real estate field. And he was explaining what he was doing, and he had said, I know you guys know a lot of successful people. Like, tell them I'm their guy when it comes to this and that. When he said it the first time, I remember in my body, I was like, I don't want to introduce any of my people that are in my network who are successful to you. No way. No way. And I know my business partner felt that way too, for a fact. For a fact. For sure. And we go to lunch, and he mentions it again. I'm doing this thing, who, like, making introductions for me, all this kind of stuff. And I told him, I said, look, man, this was difficult for me to say, by the way. I said, look, I hesitate to making introductions for you because I don't feel that your morals are like aligned. It was something along those lines. I was like, I don't feel like you're really ethical in your business practices. Now, a person who is a winner is a person who would listen to that feedback. You don't believe I'm ethical? Tell me more. What have I done that made you feel that way? Oh my goodness. But you know what he did? He got defensive. He got mad. And I was like, man. And you know what? It made the entire lunch awkward. And when I went to use the restroom, he told my business partner, yeah, man, let me know if you know anybody, all this kind of stuff. She ended up telling me later. And we try to, have water under the bridge. Before we left Austin, we hung out with him one more time, and we thought things were okay. I was like, okay, seems like things are okay. But about 9 months later, I assume he was either drunk or high. He had sent me this like belligerent direct message on Instagram, and he was still hurt by that. Like, and it was like he he attempted to insult me, so I blocked him. I mean, it's only a matter of time before somebody who is a taker gets revealed. And you know what? Takers live very miserable lives. Very miserable lives. And you know what? Truth be told, that's what they deserve. They do deserve that. And they might have short term success. They might be able to run people over. They might be able to bully people. They might be able to actually close deals, but it doesn't last very long. It doesn't last very long. It's short sighted, it's short term, and they burn relationships, and they play the victim, and they will make it seem like you're the bad person. They'll make it seem like something's wrong with you. And you know what you got to do? You just got to say, you know what? You don't belong in my life. And that's it. You can't you can't wrestle with the pig because you're just going to get dirty and the pig likes it. You can't. You can't change anybody. You can't turn anybody into somebody that they don't want to be. You want to form relationships with givers. Life gives to the giver. And when you give, more opportunities show up for you. And because I have this giving mentality, I found myself in rooms that other people don't find themselves in. I have 2 speaking gigs coming up because I have this intention of giving, wanting to have an impact. And I'm also being strategic about it. I'm not going to necessarily say, I'll say it. People, why do people get a college degree? A degree represents one thing: better opportunities. But there's one thing that brings in more opportunities more than anything. And a degree can actually bring in more opportunities in specific fields: the healthcare industry, the law industry, education industry, engineering. Yeah, you're going to be set with a college degree into those fields. But if you major in something like just something that's not really useful, for example, English, for example, philosophy, unless you're going to be an English teacher or a philosophy teacher, those are useless. They are useless. The one thing that brings in more opportunities more than ever, especially specifically in the context of business, are people. People. So, what I want to do is I know and I'm very confident that I can deliver a message that can move a generation. And you know what? I've been thinking about what's the hill that I would die on? What's the hill? Meaning, what would I risk everything for? And its impact. Its impact. I would risk everything. I would die on the hill of giving, of making a difference. Because I'm so fucking lucky to come from where I came from to where I am right now. I am not going to shut up. I'm going to make a difference. I have been, I continue to do, and I will impact billions of people in my lifetime. I know it. So I'm gonna reach out to one of the schools that I'm speaking at, and I'm gonna say, look, who is the person that needs to be in that room that when they hear my message, they can open up more opportunities for me? Who is that person? And can we make sure that person is in the room? That's it. You're one relationship away from your life changing forever. You're one relationship away from something really amazing happening in your life. And you're also one relationship away from losing everything. You're one relationship away from being completely just taken advantage of. There are some sad, sad, sad people out there. There are people who want to manipulate you. There are people who want to make you feel guilty. There are people who want to control you. They exist. They are real. And you know what? Those people deserve everything that comes their way. Everything. The misery that they live in, let them live in it. But you must protect yourself. You must separate yourself from those people. You must be firm with your boundaries. I don't care who they are to you. You must do whatever it takes for you to live the best possible life that you can. You cannot save anybody. You cannot change anybody. If somebody is a low level piece of scum, you are not able to change those people. Distance yourself. Give to people who actually want to live a better life. Give to people who are also givers. A taker will make you feel bad, they'll make you feel guilty, they'll put you down. And you know what? They play the victim like it's your fault. You're the reason why they feel the way they do. They do not take accountability for themselves. So that's it. Life gives to the giver.